Hi, and welcome to Danny After Dark. If you're new here, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss a notification or a new episode. Tonight is the weekly True Crime and Chill, and joining me on time this week is Mr. Beckham. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm on time. It's funny.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
real funny when you were a half hour late last show. It was real funny.
Uh, hold on. Yeah, I even Shelly called and made sure I was up or ready to go. She's
That's
like, "Did you
amazing.
forget?" I'm like, "No, I'm already getting ready." And I was like, "I have everything done. I have the candle lit. I have my coffee. I have yeah, everything's good to go.
Okay, let's just get this out of the way. What candle
It's
scent do
still
we
the
have
same
tonight?
one as last time. It was the Blue Harbor or whatever it's called.
Okay. All right. Oh, goodness, goodness. So, if anybody missed my episode earlier this week, please go back and check it out. I was so thankful and so excited to have Esther Ludlow from the Once Upon a Crime podcast on my channel. And we talked about the beginning of FBI serial killer profiling in Ann Burgess's new book that we both picked up at CrimeCon this year. So, check that out. I was, again, so excited to have Esther on because I've been listening to her podcast for years and years and years. So that was really, really cool to have her on. So check that out if you missed it. Also, have to give an amazing shout out tonight. Mr. Beckham has already seen the shirt. He actually saw it before I posted a picture. So if y'all missed it, I did post a little video outside David Yanetti's Salem Law Office. And of course, I wore my new Danny's After Dark shirt with David Janetti on it. Oh, David Janetti. And I also want to give a show. I got my new mug in. Who, if anyone, sorry, I totally butchered that. Who, if anyone, watched the Karen Reed trial? Free Karen Reed. And this is one of our friends who is in the chat right now. Allison has an amazing Etsy shop. Amazing, amazing. So I'm posting the link. I am starring it. Y'all check it out. I actually did order another shirt as well. I'll wear that in a couple of weeks, but I definitely want to wear this tonight,
Where's
especially with
Jackson?
the Karen Reed news. It was relevant.
Where's Jackson? Does
Where's
Jackson
Jack?
get it? Does Jackson get a shirt?
Alan Jackson. No, I don't have a crush on Alan Jackson. It's David
Oh,
Janetti. And
my bad.
y'all know
I
me.
get I
David
get them
Janetti's
both
not my
mixed up.
type,
I get
but
them both mixed up. I just remember
get them
Jackson easily.
both. I don't want rumors going around that I'm into two men at the same time. Like and subscribe. But anyway, no, shout out to Allison. I'm all for friends supporting friends. Check out her Etsy shop. And don't just take my word for it. There are a ton of amazing reviews. So you heard it here first. Check it out. Check it out. You will not be
Now, will
disappointed.
we ever see you with a Danny shirt with a Hank Brennan? Ooh.
No, you certainly will not. You certainly will not.
I'm just
And for
playing.
those of you wondering what he's talking about, we'll get into that in a little bit. We will certainly get to that in a little bit. My God. Beckham, do you actually remember this where Allison got this comment for the mug? Who, if any? So if y'all
No.
watched the Karen Reed trial, like not just the highlight clips, but like the whole thing every day, the prosecutor, oh God, there's enough we could talk about with that for a whole episode. But one of the questions he would ask was like, I think it was, who, if anyone, was driving the ambulance, or who, if, and it's like, what are you asking? It was horror. It was cringe at the time. But of course now it's like, all right, we're going to make a mockery of this. Got my mug. Very excited. Very excited. Thank you again, Allison. And oh my God, I'm obsessed with this shirt. Obsessed with this shirt.
Does it glow in the dark?
No.
Oh, what? Just it looks like the pattern and the purple.
No, that's
like
called
it'll pop.
love.
That it will pop.
That's called love.
Okay, if I'm just saying, if you turn, like, you're walking in the house and maybe it's dark and you could still reflect it off of the wall. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. And it's scary that my mind actually understands the shit that you say. That's the scary thing.
You're walking down your hallway and you're like glowing. Getting
God.
to the next room. You know how you turn off a light and you're like, damn it, there's no light. You're like, there's no.
God. What is glow in the dark, Mr. Beckham? Let's just screw the crew.
No.
True crime and chill. Please explain to everybody what glow in the dark is.
That's funny.
God, dude, that would be so cool if it glowed in the dark. Allison, you hear that? You might have a new little side gig, glow in the dark Karen Reed apparel. But no, when I was in Salem recently, there was a little cat event I went to, and I brought this with me, of course, threw it on, took a video outside his office, because David Giannetti has a Salem office. So let's make that video viral, because I would love for David Giannetti to slide into my DMs. Just saying.
I could do like, look, check this out. If I had one that glowed in the dark, or I could just do the whole show with the lone lights on, just the candle and the shirt glowing.
I don't think we've ever seen you live with the lights on in your place.
That'd be funny.
Oh, it sure would. So thank you again, Allison. Very, very happy. Very happy. So,
Look at K-Dog's comment.
K-Dog's comment. God. What is this? What was the movie where John Ritter had a glow in the dark? Oh, for Christ's sakes. Let the man rest in peace.
Oh my God.
So before we get into tonight's show, because oh my gosh, is there stuff to talk about?
Wait, real quick. If you were to get the package together, does it come with a bottle of baby oil by any chance?
Y'all don't even know what it's like to deal with Mr. Beckham off camera. If you think it's bad that I suffer on camera, it's 10 times worse off camera, and I'm not even lying to you. If I had $1 for every time this man messaged me this week of, oh, Puff Daddy, baby oil, $1,000 of baby oil, I could retire. It was just.
That's the whole thing. And that's what makes it funny. You just.
No, I think you're just jealous. Someone had more than you did. Somebody had more bottles than you did. But we'll get to that. All right, look at this. Paulcast is in the chat. Damn, what did Diddy do? Oh, Paul, you'll just have to listen and find out like the rest of us.
I don't even know what
Renee.
He did.
There were Renee, thousands, not hundreds, thousands. All right, Mr. Jinx, hello. Kane, hello. Let's see. Of course, Allison, hello. Tony, good to see you. The cats are, who do we got? We got Tuka. Let's see. Shelly, of course. Good to see you. Beautiful. Let's see. I need a shirt, Danny. Go to Allison's page, send her a message. She actually, this design was not on her Etsy page, but oh my gosh. So she's so freaking creative. Like, message her and you could probably get one just like this with you and Mr. Beckham. I'm just saying. And maybe that one will glow in the dark. I don't know. Let's see. I have faith in Allison. I have faith. You're at Margaritaville? K-Dog, is it for real? Kane, that makes me so happy. I cannot wait, seriously, to hear your thoughts on that book. So good. That's the book that me and Esther talked about this week during our collab episode. Ann Burgess's book. It's so good. Oh my gosh. I cannot wait to talk to you about it. Oh my goodness. Jinx. Oh, I want a shirt that says that. Let's James Watson. Hello. Good to see. What if anything? Okay. Sorry. My mistake. Let's see.
I want a shirt of the ceiling fan.
Oh God. Oh my gosh, girl. Anytime. Love it. Beckham, have a shirt with a candle on it that glows in the dark. No kidding. Renee, Wade Wilson's death row pick is out. I missed that. We'll have to grab that and pull it up during the show. Paulcast is back. Cats are particularly active tonight. Oh my gosh, I know. And it was all quiet like an hour ago, like totally quiet. Leia's even in here, but she's like eyeing me like she wants to destroy my set. So I don't know. So let's just see quick. Wade Wilson death. Let's just get this out of the way. Death row photo, because I'm very intrigued. Beckham, you remember him, right? Wade Wilson.
Yeah, the reason I remember is he has the same name as the football player of that quarterback.
Oh, right. Oh, I see it. Oh, and it shows a drastic haircut. Oh, he's a real charmer, that one. All right, let's share screen so we can show this. And then we'll move on to more important news besides this guy. Here we go. This is courtesy of Newsweek.com.
The Joker.
All right, we've seen enough of him. All right, yeah.
Does he have what? Are you gonna say now that he's got female fans?
Oh, I'm sure. I am sure there will be people. We'll be hearing about that. Women writing to him, or and men too. It's our culture now, and it's actually really sad. Really sad. So, hey, Dead Wax.
What's up, Dead Wax?
You. Oh, I literally just got my hair recolored today, cut and colored. So. Yep, fresh out of the salon. That's when she blow dried it straight. So love it. Because y'all know I got the curly hair. So tons of them send them money. Oh, send him money. Oh God, I can't.
Really? Are you serious? Wow.
I'm not surprised. Is he going to be the new one? It was Scott Peterson, Chris Watts, and now are we looking at him? I wouldn't be surprised. Wow. Anyway, hey, Corey, good to see you, hon. So let's jump into it. Karen Reed. David Giannetti. So 2 different points of news this week in regards to Karen Reed, but we'll start with like the more important pressing ones. So I actually did a little short the other night, just telling you guys about what happened, but I said we would talk about it a little bit more this week. So a special prosecutor has been appointed to lead the state's team in the upcoming retrial of Karen Reed in the death of her boyfriend, Officer John O'Keefe. So Norfolk District Attorney Michael Morrissey made the statement on Wednesday, again, that they are going to be bringing in a special prosecutor. Michael Morrissey said in a statement, quote, Special District Attorney Hank Brennan is a highly respected and skilled former prosecutor and longtime defense attorney with over 25 years of experience in state and federal courts and has expertise handling complex law enforcement matters. End quote. He also went on to, at this point, Hank Brennan made a statement that says, quote, I have 2 core obligations. The first is to make certain that Karen Reed deserves a fair trial. Ms. Reed will receive the dignity and fairness that every defendant deserves in our criminal justice system. The second is to ensure that the facts surrounding John O'Keefe's death are fully and fairly aired in the courtroom without inside influence. I guarantee that I will work tirelessly with the team, with the trial team, to prepare this case for trial in January of 2025, end quote. So Michael Morrissey said that Brennan's team will also include Assistant District Attorneys Adam Lally. Again, Adam Lally was the original prosecutor this year for the Karen retrial, Laura McLaughlin, and Caleb Schillinger. So if you're wondering where you know the name Hank Brennan, he was on Whitey Bulger's defense team in 2013. That's kind of, I think, where most people know him from. So
whose team was he on?
Whitey Bulger.
Okay.
Yeah, he was Whitey Bulger's one of his defense attorneys in 2013. So this was when this broke. I remember, like, Beckham, I sent you immediately. I was like, oh my God. It's very clear that the state is really pushing. They're pushing to go forward with trying Karen Read again, and to bring in an outside attorney to be a part of the team. Someone who not only has experience as a prosecutor, but also as a defense attorney. This guy is going to know the ins and outs.
No,
I don't know.
No,
Beckham, what do you think about this?
No. Let's start over. No.
Go ahead, hon.
Go back and read the opening statement, or the read it again, where it says highly respected. Go read that again, please.
Okay. Special Assistant District Attorney Hank Brennan is a highly respected and skilled former prosecutor and longtime defense attorney with over 25 years experience in state and federal courts, and has expertise handling complex law enforcement matters, end quote.
Right. That last part. Expertise handling complex law enforcement matters. That is very, very distinctive. Do you know why?
Please enlighten us.
Again, who did he defend? Who did
Whitey
he?
Bulger.
Right. And do you remember his history? Just real quick. I mean, like what was his history? What did he do? Or I mean, I know we all know what he did, but wasn't he an informant for the FBI and all this kind of stuff?
And he went on the run.
And then he was allowed to commit crimes without walling. Yep. Okay. And what happened to the district attorney's officers and the prosecution and the Karen Reeds, and what is so far have we learned about those investigators? And I'm talking about all the three of them. What do they have in common?
That they're law enforcement, and they mishandled the case.
Exactly. And so this guy, they're bringing in somebody that has already been there and this has the experience of dealing on the federal level with possibly dirty cops. And he's been through all of that. He has and a lot of times when you work for of course it's about life and it's things like that, it's experience, and you learn things and you pick up on things and you learn how to deal with certain types of people in certain position of power and all that kind of stuff, because there are tactical ways to deal with that kind of stuff. And I've already showed personally, between you and I've showed you that stuff before, right? In our separate conversations and things like that, how you have to be able to maneuver through all the crap that sometimes you get thrown at you, right? This guy has been through it. So they had no other option. They had to sit down and figure out a way. Who can we bring in? Who can we hire? And I'm guaranteed he's going to be paid a lot of money, this guy. And, because this guy has been through it all. This guy has a lot of experience in that 25 plus years of dealing with certain types. Okay. And he has situational awareness, and situational awareness is a component that a lot of people don't really, you hear it, but you don't really know it until you've experienced it yourself. And it gives you a certain type of confidence when you're in a situation. And this is a situation where they're going to need his expertise. They're going to need his confidence, and how he put it. And this statement that he made, he's very confident in what he'll be able to bring to the team and to the table and to this case. So bringing in this guy here is really going to be It's going to be interesting now because now they're bringing in a heavy hit. They're bringing in the best possible candidate to help them, probably, right? How much can he help? I don't know. That's the thing to see, right? I mean, how are they gonna prepare this time around? How are they gonna maneuver through everything that's happened in the previous trial, right?
Yeah, because
And
everybody
what
knows
is
what happened.
exactly? Because last week we talked about the incompetence of that team and the incompetence of the investigators and all that, right? We talked about all that. That's what we've been talking about the last month.
Yeah.
So it's going to be now. It's really going to get interesting to have when they have this guy on the team because how is he going to help him? What strategy are they going to do or present, right? So
Yeah.
this is gonna be very interesting. We just have to wait until January 25th. That's the only thing. So,
January
but at
27th.
least we'll have something going into those. At least we'll have something that will have, that will kind of take care of those months when there's no sports and there's no holidays, and it just goes into those spring months, right? We'll have something to keep us occupied because this is going to get really interesting now.
Yeah, we've been talking about ever since the mistrial, like this whole will it really go to retrial? The state says they're going to, but like week after week after week, there is another investigator connected to this case that is under investigation for wrongdoing and so on and so forth. Again, we've been talking about this for so long now. So now to like have this announcement made, it's one of those, oh shit, the state is really pushing forward. I don't understand how the state thinks that they're going to find 12 jurors to say guilty. Like I beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yeah, I don't at this point I don't know what can save their case, or at least not necessarily save the case, but give them a new component to attack, to strategize with, to move forward and prosecute Karen Reed to their ideal. Remember, their ideal. He just said it on the back end of his statement. But he feels confident, and the reason why he feels confident is because he's dealt with a lot of stuff in his career.
Yeah.
And he knows, and he has the experience of dealing with the proctors, of dealing with the Bukak, or all of those types on both ends of the spectrum. He's done it. He's been for the good guys, and he's defended the bad boys. Too bad P. Diddy can't get him on his team.
All right, so we have a special guest joining us tonight. Let's put him, Auntie Deb.
What up?
Hey, how are you?
I just got your text with this. Oh, let me turn this on so you can see me. I just got your text with the StreamYard thing, and I'm like, I'm in the car. I'll pop in, say hi, talk about Karen Reed.
Well, Beckham, you and Mr. Deb, Auntie Deb haven't met yet, so.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. What, am I crashing a party? What am I crashing?
You are. Look at Allison in the chat. Woo!
Oh, dude, love Allison. It's my girl.
So
dude, she sent my friend sent to me to give it to her. It's like a travel mug that says "Pull up, bitch" with a hand and a cigarette. Coolest thing ever on her Etsy store. I don't know if she's selling them there yet, but she made one for my friend. It's so cool.
Oh, love it.
I know.
Love it.
Dude,
yeah, I got my mug.
I have the same one. Oh, you love it?
It's amazing.
It's the best.
It's amazing. So for those of you who don't recognize Auntie Deb, then shame on you for missing my episode when he came on Danny After Dark. So yes, he has his own channel on YouTube. Auntie Deb, plug your channel, please.
Oh, yeah. It's on YouTube. Auntie Deb. Come and have fun. Yeah, it's a good time. Dude, I don't know. Doing a show tomorrow at 10:30, and I'm like, I'm like a last minute like perfectionist, so I'm like running around like crazy.
Oh goodness. Allison says it's going to be on the store soon. So Auntie Deb, we were just talking about the news that broke with Karen Reed this week in regards to Hank Brennan joining the prosecution.
Dude, did you see the most recent?
What do you mean the most? When was this?
This was like 2 hours ago.
I was napping. What did I miss?
Of course you were napping. Of course. What else would you do on a Friday at 7:30 at night? Nap. Um,
I'm gonna boot you if you keep it up with that type of attitude.
dude, I'm feeling
she's
feral
about to
today. I'm
turn
feeling
40.
feral.
She's gonna turn 40 soon. So, you know.
Oh, it's a shame Beckham just
Are
got
you
kicked off for
Oh my god! Don't you love that power?
So what's break it to us? What's the latest?
Wait, first of all, how do you feel about turning 40?
I'm
Are
about
you
to boot
nervous?
you
Are you
off. I'm
scared?
about to boot you off. I still feel like I'm like 20.
No, same. But are you like some people are like, I can't wait to be done with my 30s. Are you like?
Doesn't care. Doesn't
I mean,
matter. I don't matter. Doesn't
you
matter.
did just boot your friend for even mentioning it, so I'm sure you're really excited about it.
But to be fair, Auntie Deb, I will boot him off for anything. He could say, "Hey, how was your day?" and I'll be like, "You asshole," and boot him off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they
all
say
in,
that
it's
happens.
all in
No,
the tone.
It's all in the tone. All right,
So
what's
you
the
know when he's
latest?
trying to
I'm
cut you.
waiting.
Okay, all right. It's so she's going to be tried in front of the highest. Let me look. Hold on, I'll tell you right now. Give me one
Oh my
sec.
God, he's driving and he's looking the shit.
Yeah, well, you know what? What? So what are
It
state
just
cops in
came out 2
Massachusetts gonna
hours
do?
ago. Hold on. Let me look.
I'm driving to Massachusetts. I'm safe. The cops here are great. Nothing's gonna happen to me. Okay. It is. Let me find this MF. It was like pretty big.
It's
I
going
hope
to
it
be
was
heard by a
real.
full panel. Is that what you're talking
Yes.
about? Okay.
Yes. Can you? Oh yeah. So what is it saying? Because I'm like, I'm
It's going to
driving,
be
smoking a cigarette, trying to have a coffee.
it's going to be heard by a full panel of Massachusetts highest court. Wow.
All right, I see it now. Wow.
Dude, what's this gonna be like?
This is going to okay, I was just talking about what by them bringing in Brennan, right? That's his name? Yeah,
Yeah,
Brennan.
Hank Brennan.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a reason why they're bringing him in.
They're
And
paying for that.
I don't know. It's a lot. They're paying this dude a lot of
They're
money.
paying. Like that's taxpayer money. That's going to like an outside
Of course it is.
like
And it's going to be before the Supreme Judicial Court.
what to protect like.
Wow.
Well, apparently, it's to protect a huge friggin' thing. I was gonna say to protect like a family in Canton, but I feel like it's a lot bigger than that.
I
This is a
can't
Dude, it's even
believe
different
reaching
deal.
like where I'm. Like everyone is connected, and I didn't even realize how freaking psycho it was. Like that state trooper who just was like killed in his like sparring, his boxing thing and training. I like
yes.
know people who know him, dude. Joe Early, the DA. I've met him like 100 times. My niece goes to school with his daughter, dude. Like, I'm like, maybe I can't be making fun of all these people, like. But then again, I'm like, then there's that part of me that's like anti-Bevin it, and I'm like, nah, fuck it, get in there, like fight.
I'll allow it.
I'll allow it. I feel like I'll allow it.
God.
God, dude.
I just like prior
It's
to
only
this
September.
announcement with the prosecution, like I was thinking, is there going to be a retrial? They say there is. Is there really going to be one? There's really going to be one.
There's gonna be one.
I think the rules. Okay, so because it's going to go before the Judicial Supreme Court, the panel, the rules are going to change, and the rules changed in favor, I believe, in the prosecution.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Like what? Like how come?
Well, because they're bringing in the Brennan guy. They're bringing him for a reason.
Right.
Because before before the defense had all the strategy, they had the ability to basically maneuver, dictate the direction of this case based on everything that happened before. But now, I believe going before this panel, it's going to change things a little bit, I believe. And by bringing in Brennan, he's going to be able to help them strategize the best way to go about it before the panel. And I believe the rules might change a little bit in the ways of like strategical, like how they can present the case, how the decisions will be made, that type of thing. I work in law enforcement, but I'm not a lawyer, but that's kind of what I'm getting the sense of it.
I feel like the only person that is running the show is Jen McCabe. So if he can't do better than her, which he probably can't because she's powerful and she has demon power behind her, like what is he gonna do? Like there's no like what how are you gonna spin it? Like
I know.
on like how? Like what is different? Like I feel like people who are following it, like we know everything. Like you're not gonna watch Dateline in 2020 because that's for like people that don't know it. We already know all the
There's
little
no
details.
new evidence they can present.
Well, dude, the pool, and then the house burning down, and they got like Sean McDonough just said that they got what did they get? Something from the basement. They got something. There's some kind of breakthrough, like secret breakthrough that Sean McDonough is singing like a canary on his memberships. And it's for like 99 cents. I'm like, I'll allow that. Like he gets all the inside scoop.
So, all right, I have a quote here in regards to the news that just broke while I was taking a nap 2 hours ago. So a single justice for the highest court in Massachusetts has ruled that Karen Reed's appeal to dismiss the 2 charges, so again, count 1 and 3, will be heard by the full panel before a decision is made. Justice Elizabeth Dewar had the power to dismiss the appeal entirely or pass it on to the full panel of the Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court. She chose to pass it to that panel, meaning that panel will hear the arguments from both sides about why the 2 charges Karen Reed is facing should or should not be dismissed. Justice Elizabeth Dewar said, quote, I hereby reserve and report this case without decision for determination by the Supreme Judicial Court for the Commonwealth, end quote. There's no date yet when this full panel will hear Karen Reed's case about dropping or dismissing charges 1 and 3. I don't think they're going to dismiss it.
Dude, it's like, what are you guys doing? Like, you're coming undone at the seams. Like, what are you guys doing? You like, there's no hiding it. It started with just Karen Reed, but then Sandra Birchmore comes along. Then this other state trooper. Then we know all this other stuff. Like, guys, you're losing. Right. You're losing it. Like, you're losing them.
Like, let's highlight the incompetence again.
I can't even like make a funny video about it. It's like now it's like serious. Like now it's like really serious.
I was like, I can't make a funny video, but I'm going to be live 10:30 tomorrow morning. Tune in to Auntie Deb on YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we can make fun of like the beginning of it, but like now it's like, what's going on now? It's like, no, dude, this is serious. Like, this is like,
this has the prosecution. I mean, you know, that I guess they're making moves in essence.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like how they have room to make moves because Lally was like that was a horror. It was bad. It was bad. It was shit. So like they probably can do a little something, but it's not going to be much.
Right.
It's not going to be a lot.
Yeah.
The best thing he ever did was have Trooper Proctor read out his text messages aloud before anything else. Because he screwed him over on the Lallyport video. I'm not saying it was flipped. So he's like, all right, let me like get ahead of the game and like we'll like sell him up the river. If we can just get rid of Proctor, we fire one person, then everyone will shut up. That didn't happen. He got fired, but now it's like all this other stuff is happening too. I don't know. I don't even know what this state's gonna look like in like a year. Dude, it's only September. This is in January. What else is going to happen?
That's what I was saying. That's what I was just saying a minute ago.
It's only September. Relax. Can we have a good Halloween? Like, can I go trick-or-treating? Can we have a good Thanksgiving? Like, Jesus Christ, dude. We might not even have a country by January. Who knows?
Auntie Deb. Oh, my God. I just had a brilliant idea. We need to get dressed up and we need to go trick-or-treating in Canton.
You want to go trick-or-treating in Canton?
I think it'd be hilarious.
Dude, that's the portal to hell. Where I'm sure there's like a statue.
Wait, I thought it was Salem. Wait, whoa, I thought it was Salem.
Now it's Canton.
Dude, have you driven through Canton?
Yeah.
Like recently?
No, not recent. Probably 2 years ago.
But like since this whole thing's been happening?
No.
Dude. It's weird. It's strange. You can feel it's very strange. Mm-hmm. Like there's energy there. Like
I'm getting that sense too. I'm getting the same here from the maneuvers. Yep.
Have you driven through, Matt?
Oh wait, Beckham?
David Beckham?
Oh, let's not put David Beckham in the same category as Mr. Beckham.
David Beckham's good name out of this.
No, Beckham lives in Texas.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said Matt. Why did you Beckham?
No, Mr. Beckham. No.
Mr. Beckham.
He's coming back to visit next month. He came last year during
Last year and
October
visited-
for the first
yeah,
time when we went to Salem. So,
Salem.
yeah.
That's why I was joking about it. I thought that was the evil portal.
Dude,
thing.
are you gonna go to Canton? Let's go.
Yeah,
I'll go
I
with you.
think.
I'll go with you.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
think
like you
we're
can protect
talking
us.
about going to Canton. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We'll
so
go do shots at the waterfall.
No way! What is the matter with you, you psycho? Do you not know what
she wants to
happened
get? She really wants to get close to this case.
Dude, is that why you're a true crime person? Because you're like, I want to be in one of those things. Like you're like one of those.
And that's the thing. We would walk in and people would just look because they would know we're not from there.
I went and got gas there 3 months ago before I even did a friggin' video. I went to get gas and I opened my Grindr app because I wanted to see if there's any local gays that I could find to get some scoop. So I got gas at the one Shell gas station there. Okay. They were staring at me and I could tell listen, the streets are like tiny. Small towns don't have shit on Canton. Canton is the small town of small towns and it's run by Jen McCabe and they know when you're there and they know when you leave. No, you can't go, Danny. You can't go, dude. We have to bring Beckham if we go.
Oh, I'm so, Beckham.
What are the gun laws like? What are the gun laws like in Massachusetts?
Oh, for Christ's sakes.
Oh, it's like people hate guns here.
Hmm.
Why, are you going to come packing heat?
You just said it's a small town.
We are not going to make
Is
it
it like
on the
East
news.
Texas? Is like how I've described East Texas before, Danny?
Oh, I mean, Texas, I know it's like if you don't have a gun, you're like stupid.
All right, Allison says it's a no carry state. It's a no carry state.
Oh, yeah, no, you can't go outside of the gun. You can't even go outside of the squirt gun.
Yeah. You can always have one on hiding.
God.
No, that's not a good idea, Beckham. Not here. Do you know what the police do to people here? You can't be doing that.
Apparently,
do you know what the police people do?
Oh, yeah. Apparently, you show. Apparently, you go to a party and you don't leave.
No, you don't. You don't. And everyone makes sure that you don't.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, my God. So, okay, Auntie Deb, I know your time is precious. One, you can stay on for as long as you want, but we are a very pet-friendly show here. Is any of your cats in the immediate area? No, I mean, not that we don't mind looking at your pretty little face, but...
Oh, the sweet pea.
Oh, so cute.
He's chilling.
Is that Sweet Potato or Josephine?
That's Sweet Potato. He's just about to call his dealer to get his 8-ball because he likes to do cocaine around midnight and be wild until 5 in the morning. Let's find Josephine. She's high. She's mad. I stepped on her this morning by accident. I felt so bad. Dude, I don't even want to talk about it. Oh, hi.
Oh, she has energy. She's ready to do. Yeah.
She's more of a stoner. Like she likes her catnip. And she's like, and I just obviously got them.
Yes.
Duh. Because Sweet Potato loves like getting springs. Dude, do cats have thumbs?
Thumbs?
Yeah.
Some are double pawed. I don't think from what you showed me of your cats, I don't think they're double pawed.
What does a double paw mean,
What's
Danny?
A double paw?
I'll send you guys a text later.
No, we're a pet-friendly channel. What's a double paw?
Yeah, I want to like
sakes. Okay,
you don't even know. You don't even know what it is. You just said it.
So it's when they're polydactyl. So let me.
Oh my God! What is that? What is that?
Bye.
All right, I'm trying to find a picture because I know if I try to talk about it, you guys are going to be like,
"You just called my cat
what the hell?" All right, found a picture. Let's see if I can share screen. And for those of you who are in the chat, like, we know what a double paw cat looks like. Blame these guys. Okay, do you see right here? Whoa. Look at the paws. You see that they have a distinct
thumb? Wow.
Oh, wow. Can you zoom in on that?
I swear to God, if this is like a porn site.
Oh, I can.
Oh, no, it's Meowingtons. Okay, they're good.
Dude.
Let's find that picture.
I've never seen that on a cat, though.
Dude, that cat looks like it wants to beat me up. That cat looks like Colin Albert.
Oh, God. Yeah, so every once in a while, we'll get a polydactyl cat at the shelter. But
that's wild.
Yeah, see, so in regards to your question, I've seen pictures of your cats. Your cats do not have that extra thumb.
But they like open up their fingers and like they can like Listen, okay, let me show you this. I'll show you this.
I love this.
Hold on. Look at this. Oh, it's in today. Okay. So this right here. Oh, okay. This right here, okay, which is usually in all the way. I come home, this thing is out over here, okay? And he's cleaning the drain. The hair is out. He likes to play plumber. He likes to pretend he's a plumber. And he takes the hair out, and that thing will end up like upstairs. Like, what are they doing?
You talked about playing plumber, and I got real excited for a second.
Why? Wait, why?
Beckham knew where I was going with that.
Beckham, tell me what's going on, because I feel left out.
I don't know. I just know I just know when her tone.
Dude, what else? Why do these weird things excite you? Plumbers do it for you?
Have you never watched a porn?
Not with plumbers. It's usually the pizza guy. You like plumbers?
The pizza guy thing reminds me of a
There's so much I want to say right now, but I'm like, I'm gonna get banned.
Have you ever seen that movie, Slumber Party Massacre, with the pizza
Was that
guy
like a bad horror movie?
Yeah, 80s.
Yes.
With the girls. Yeah, and the pizza guy shows up and he gets his eyeballs drilled out.
Yes. Oh my god, I haven't thought about that in forever.
It's
one of those slasher 80.
James Watson in the chat. I like to play plumber too. Any ladies interested? See, James Watson knew what I was talking about right away.
So, what were you going to say that you wanted to say that was going to get you banned from YouTube? If I'm not banned, you're not going to get banned.
Oh no! Just if we just kept going on about the particulars of the plumber's videos versus the pizza delivery. So
why? What do you think? Why do you think plumber is better?
No. It's all good. It's all good.
Because like pipes and like water. Oh, pipes, dude. Speaking of, you're probably all still hot from going to Yannetti's office with that shirt.
Oh, I have been waiting for him to slide into
so
my
was
DMs
he there?
saying, Danny, I saw your video. Wife number two.
Was he at work when you did the video?
No, it was a Sunday. The building was locked. I did try to get in this time.
If he was there, Danny wouldn't be here right now. She'd be in the hospital for dehydration for so much water leaving her body at that moment. Okay.
Or I would have called Auntie Deb. I'm in jail for stalking. I need you to bail me out.
And I would. You know I would. I love a dramatic moment like that.
See, if I called Beckham to bail me out, like he would wire the money and all would be well. Auntie Deb here would bail me out and show up, dressed and make it like a YouTube segment for the show.
I'd go as Jen McCabe.
You would totally capitalize on that.
I'd be like, thanks.
Why? Yeah, I could see him totally doing it though. It would be awesome if he did it that way.
I would. No, I'm not even kidding. I totally would. I'd go as Jen McCabe to bail you out. I'd be like, let's go.
My God.
Stay away from Yannetti. What are you doing? What are you doing, Danny?
I thought it was Jackson she liked.
No.
I know. I thought it was. My bad.
She wants the Yannetti spaghetti or whatever. No, I came up with a phrase for you, and I haven't told you yet. I wrote it down.
The Yannetti spaghetti. I'll remember it that way. Yannetti spaghetti for Danny. I get it. Okay, cool.
It was like, I'm ready, Yannetti something. I came up with like a little like half little like poem for you. Yeah, it's like it's not perfect yet, but it's like gross. It's dirty and it's gross, and it's about Yannetti, and it's like sexual and it's.
Oh my God! Yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah. All right, I'm procrastinating. I have to get my shit ready.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much,
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. When you come up, like I'll go to if he comes because he loves guns and he's like a guy and he's like a straight man who's like I feel like I'll let them lead the way in Canton. Me and you would be I'd be hate crimed and you'd be like framed. Dude, if baby Brian can't even be gay, I can't go to Canton. Okay.
Oh my God.
Get
yeah,
out
I'll
here.
message you because Beckham and his girlfriend are coming out next month. So
yeah,
we'll coordinate.
But I'm not
going.
Yeah,
sounds good, man.
I'll just drive through. All right, guys.
It's nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you too. All right, bye, guys.
All right, bye.
Good night.
Thanks. That was Auntie Deb, folks. Subscribe to his channel if you are not already. Oh my goodness, that was
Danny,
hilarious.
take a break. I'm gonna get a drink real quick. Another one.
Another one. Oh gosh, I feel like I need to calm down after that. Oh God, talking about plumbers and pizza delivery men. Oh man, you heard it here first, folks. I am so far behind in the chat right now in regards to this, so I'm just going to do a quick scroll through to see what you guys were saying. Yeah, you guys didn't think they'd be doing a retrial for Karen Reed. If anybody came in while I was live, I'm scrolling through, but hello if I missed
Hey man,
you.
that he knew about Summer Party Massacre. That's awesome.
Allison says, you are the best, Auntie. Oh my gosh, he's amazing. He's amazing. All right, then you guys were talking about polydactyl cats. I'm glad I taught someone something. My God. Kane says, I need a big snake in my drain. Kane.
So Daniel, yeah, this doesn't seem right. Like he was anti.
You're still off camera.
Yeah, I know, because I'm
Okay.
getting my drink.
Oh, okay.
But like he said, something doesn't feel right about it, and it's interesting because now they're kind of switching this thing up, going before the highest supreme panel people, and they're bringing in Brennan. I'm telling you, bringing in Brennan, and then who's paying him? And they're paying that guy a lot of money.
That's our tax money.
That guy's probably retired. He's coming out of retirement or
that's
something.
That's our tax
I don't
money.
know.
Yeah, that's our tax money. But you make a good point too. So now that, well, one, I clearly should not take a nap before the show, but because I missed.
But that wasn't no, that wasn't 2 hours ago. That was 9 hours ago. It came out this afternoon.
I was at the salon.
Yeah, it came out this afternoon, early
all right,
afternoon.
Well, my mistake. But we are all updated now. But anyway, so I just wonder how, in regards to when this hearing will be heard for Karen Reed versus when the trial will start. Will the trial, depending on when this happens, will the trial date get pushed? Because I don't see the point in starting a trial if it's hey, we're trying to dismiss. I don't know.
I'll have to ask my lawyer friends what this means because I don't.
Yes,
I'm not a lawyer.
Please do and report back to us with this next week.
Yeah, because I'll have to see what this exactly means. If it went from it changed.
Yeah.
It definitely changed, right? It changed, and now it's going before the supreme panel of people, and why? And they brought in this other guy to help with that, right? To help this new way of going after Karen Reed.
All right, Allison said she's not positive, but heard that the SJC might take up to 6 weeks. Okay, good to know. Beckham sounds like he's on 10 Red Bulls, taking bets that Beckham shows up on Auntie's channel within the week. Oh my God, that would be so funny if all of a sudden I'm oh, Auntie Deb's live, and then you're on there with them. I'd be oh. What is Beckham drinking?
It's a surprise.
Okay, that's fair enough. All right. So this is not the only Karen Reed news, actually. We're almost 50 minutes in. We're still in the first thing, but that's totally fine. Because this was when this broke, crazy here. So in regards to y'all's favorite Bukaki, aka Yuri Bukanek, so what we learned, and this was actually on Turtle Boy's webpage, he posted this week. So 2 women who were previously harassed at their homes by State Police Sergeant Yuri Bukanek have received summons to appear before clerk magistrate in Stoughton to face potential charges of witness intimidation, criminal harassment, and annoying phone calls. This is related to their contact with Jennifer McCabe and Colin Albert, again, from the Karen Reed trial. I wanted to make sure that we talked about this after we talked about this whole Karen Reed breaking news information, because one of the things that, me and Beckham have been talking about for weeks and weeks now, and now, Auntie Deb was just on here and talking about it too, that everybody who's been involved in this case has been investigated and, has been let go or is in the it's a whole
Internal
thing.
affairs. Yeah, they've been looked at by internal affairs.
So now again, another person in Yuri Bukanek, okay, Bukaki, has been under investigation already. So this is nothing new, but there are videos of this. You can go to YouTube and find them. I know Turtle Boy has uploaded them to show this, as he says, harassment and intimidation by Bukaki and Detective Sean Kelly. So just quickly, for those of you who hadn't seen these clips, I've already seen these clips, but in early September, Yvette Melchion, sorry, I'm mispronouncing her last name, filmed herself that she was being questioned, harassed, and intimidated by Bukaki. The reason for the police visit was Bukaki said that last September, Yvette drove by the McCabe house and filmed Jen McCabe as Jen McCabe filmed her. Jennifer smiled and mocked the two women that drove by. So that 45-second video was over a year ago. And just now, Bukaki's filing, the FIB criminal complaint for criminal harassment and witness intimidation is going. Yvette has a probable cause hearing in Stoughton on November 1st. Another woman whose parents received a visit from Bukaki and Lieutenant John Fanning in Cape Cod last March also received a summons to appear in Stoughton District Court also on November 1st. She's facing potential charges of witness intimidation and annoying phone calls. Last July, this woman sent Colin Albert a text message urging him, quote, "Be a good human, tell the truth," end quote. This woman expressed her opinion that Colin, Brian Albert, and Jennifer McCabe were guilty while offering her support for John O'Keefe. And this has been a big thing in Massachusetts in regards to if you've been following this case, because Turtle Boy has been arrested and actually was in jail for 60 days for witness intimidation and all of that. So, and then there's been charges that he's been pushing in regards to others who have harassed him, and that's on video, but they haven't got officially charged.
You know what?
It's like this wild thing.
You know what the state of Massachusetts needs to come in.
A lot of things, but please, what specifically?
The Texas Rangers would come in and clean house.
Are we going back to the porn talk? Or are you being serious?
No, I'm being serious. No, where did that go? What do you mean? The Texas Rangers.
I'm all worked up now.
I'm not talking about porn. I'm not talking about the baseball team. There's a law enforcement agency called the Texas Rangers. That goes back to like I have to look it up. 18 whatever, right? Yeah, they have their own jurisdiction, and they come in when the case is something right before FBI, but like where they take it out of the hands of the local police and state police, that kind of thing. So it's like right before federal, right there, and their specified units are very educated and are very tactical trained and all that kind of stuff, right? So they're pretty much on the level of high integrity. That's another thing and you know what? That's something that's really God, and it's it's something. Integrity, that word means a lot, and it can it means a lot to from the standpoint of trust, and it can be a trust within a certain magnitude of just the plane, you know what I mean, all the way up to what to something of this degree in this case that we have before us, right? This magnitude of this case, something that's two people and trusting each other, being friends, family, whatever, all the way to cover the spectrum of like this case, right? Integrity, what that really means, and that's what something like the Texas Rangers would bring is integrity, because a lot of this there seems to be no integrity at all in this case at all, and it's something that's missing. And if you go back to Brennan's statement, he kind of doesn't use the word integrity, but he kind of talks about it when he says, I guarantee, or I'm sorry, what does he say? That he's gonna the defendant deserves fairness, right? The dignity and
To
fairness
make
that every
certain she
defendant does,
receives a
right,
fair trial,
in our criminal
receive the
justice
dignity and
system.
fairness. Yeah.
Right. And what he's kind of talking about is he's talking about that he's going to come in himself and carry himself with integrity. But that's a good angle to come in from when there has and it's not something to unlock the prosecution. It's the investigation, right?
Yeah.
Integrity does not fit here at all, right? As we've seen and we've talked about. So that's one of the components that's missing, and that's something that needs to be brought in. And why it's missing, there's a lot of questions to that. We've played it small ball, and now we've kind of gone to the, hey, is there really corruption going on? I mean, now we're at that point, right? We're at that point where it doesn't look right and it doesn't feel right, right?
Yeah.
So
good point. No, that's excellent. So yeah, K-Dogs says that's what's needed. Renee is also agreeing that's the most important trait one can have. So yeah. So, oh gosh, we'll keep you up to date on this. I'm sure there will be new news next week into this. I would love if we at least get a date, like Allison saying, even if it's 6 weeks out, like I would love to hear what date that this panel is going to be hearing Karen Read, just so we're aware. But at the end of the day, we will keep you posted. So. Man, it just.
Can you imagine if you put the Texas Rangers and Racehorse Saints together? Yikes! I'm just playing.
God. So,
although Racehorse Saints was the defense attorney, but if you put him on the prosecution side, it wouldn't.
That's what they did here.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, he has prosecution experience and defense.
Right.
But
right.
like,
Yeah. Right. Right. But he
knows the ins and outs.
He does, and he's dealt with bad cops on all levels in his career.
So we're going to segue from my crush, David Giannetti, from the Karen Read trial,
Giannetti
to
spaghetti.
Mr. Beckham's crush, because she's back in the spotlight, folks.
Dude, oh my God. Can you please tell people what that means?
Casey Anthony.
This was before internet and before social media or whatever. I got on Yahoo and I was like, oh, look, there was a girl on the front thing. And I was like, oh, it must be like an ad. I was like, oh, that girl's really pretty. I didn't know she was killed her daughter, supposedly had committed murder for their child.
You thought she was a model.
Please specify. I did. But that was back when your cell phones were like this big. You remember the pocket ones? The old flip phones, remember those? Yeah.
Oh, I sure do.
It wasn't like a big
to
screen.
Say how old I'm turning next week. So yeah, I sure do remember that.
Hey, it wasn't like this big where you're get the front, bam, it's right there. It was like, oh, she looks cute.
I disagree. But yes, she is back in the spotlight. Oh, look at Renee. Renee's already coming in hot. She's rotten to the core. So what we learned this week, and there are pictures of her and the boyfriend online, several, so go check it out. So what we learned this week, she's been having an affair with a 48-year-old man, Tyson Ray Rhodes. He has been married for 22 years and he has 2 young adult kids. So Casey and Tyson met through the gym that they both worked out in South Florida. They joined a group text with other gym members, but then Casey and Tyson started talking just one-on-one. Tyson and his wife, Sandy, moved from South Florida to Tennessee at the beginning of the year. Casey also moved to Tennessee to be with Tyson, and not just anywhere. She moved to just anywhere in Tennessee, down the street from Tyson and his family. It was then, after the family moved here, that Tyson told his wife he wanted a divorce. Reportedly, she was absolutely blindsided by this. A friend of Casey's is reported to say in conversation with her, quote, I was like, Casey, a married guy? And she just laughed and said, oh, shut up. I'm living the life I want. End quote. I don't even know where to begin. Which I'm not putting it all on her. This guy's a piece of shit too. Let's just be honest. It takes 2.
Hey, at least they're not committing murder. No, how many times have you had a case about
Someone kills their
affairs and
spouse
yeah,
to be with
at
the yeah.
least, hey, you know what? No, I mean, I understand that it might not seem the right thing to do, and we don't know the
Yeah.
situation, of course, of this
Look at
gentleman.
Renee. Yet.
You
The
don't know the
thing,
situation of this Rhodes guy. He might not be happy in his marriage. You know, maybe they're just more friends than husband and wife. Hey, but if he's asking for a divorce, at least he's going about it the right way. And we're not covering this case due to a murder, and Casey being linked to another murder, right?
okay, I'll give
So
you that.
yeah, at
I'll
least,
give you
hey man,
that.
at least they, if they planned it, I mean, I get it. It might not be the best thing going on, and of course, everybody can have their opinions about it. But at least, what do we always talk about when we're talking about these cases? Why didn't you just get a divorce? Why didn't you just get a divorce, right? And
Okay.
go your separate ways and be happy on your own or whatever. Then
Look at
that's what
Renee.
I'm saying to this.
Wait till the wife wants the money. Oh, I'm
Oh,
sure. Yeah. I mean,
well,
their
I'm
kids
just
are
saying, at least
adults
for
now.
now, we're not. Yeah, and then you don't have Anthony being part of another murder.
God.
Please don't come back around to that. Please don't come back.
Oh God, I don't think I can stomach another Casey Anthony trial. But it was so frustrating because again, it takes two. My thought was I'm not trying to say if you're gonna do it, make it worth it. Like, I know that sounds so bad, but hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Whoa.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Like, okay, I'll use like a celebrity, and I don't know why. I was actually at the hairdresser's today, and we were talking about Pamela Anderson for some reason. But it was one of those, like, I'll just use her as an example. Let's say, like,
The beach girl?
this married guy is out at a club one night and Pam Anderson's there and he has a chance. Would he still be a piece of shit? Absolutely. But
Are you
it's one
talking
of
about
those,
Pamela
oh
Anderson
my
from
God, Pam
Baywatch?
Anderson.
Wait, what are you talking about? Pam
Okay,
Anderson.
I'm talking about if you're gonna do it, like follow me here, please. And if I'm not making
who's
sense
Pam
after, I'm so
Anderson?
sorry. Like, let's say this guy was out at a club and ran into Pamela Anderson, when she
The
was,
Baywatch girl?
yeah,
Dude,
where
she's like 55.
in her prime,
Oh, I
follow
was
me
like, what are
here.
we
Like
talking about?
one of those in her
I was like,
prime.
what would Pamela Anderson be doing at a
Yeah, like
club?
30 years ago.
She's
Okay,
like,
she was just the first thing that came to mind. So I was talking about her
that's what
earlier.
I'm saying.
I was talking
I'm
about
like,
it earlier. It's the first like sex symbol woman that came to mind, where everybody was every guy wanted her.
Dude,
You
there's
know what I mean?
there's Farrah Fawcett. There's like, you can name all kinds of people.
Yeah, it's like that's okay, and that's the point. If it's like a celebrity of like Scarlett Johansson or
There you go. Okay, there you
yeah,
go.
okay,
There
I'll
you go.
use
Okay.
someone more recent. Like,
Yeah, there you go.
again, still a piece of shit, but like you could see where it's like, oh, like there's this guy being like,
It's
oh
like,
my
who's
gosh,
Pam
I have this
Anderson?
chance to hook up with Scarlett Johansson. Versus, oh my God, I have a chance to get out of my here's Casey Anthony. What? You're throwing away 22 years of marriage for Casey Anthony. That's my point. I went
But
a whole long
you
way
don't have
around
a
it.
point. You don't have a point, Danny. You don't know Rhodes' situation. You don't know that his wife has become, maybe they're just more friends. They're not intimate anymore. You don't know the situation.
I know. I just, when it's one of those,
I
when you
get
hear a guy having an
the
affair and it's
thing
with Casey
here,
Anthony,
Danny.
it's like, what?
The thing here is that at least the wife is alive and they're filing for divorce. And we're not talking about another a murder case that Casey Anthony is attached to. That's what we're talking about here. I mean, you can't judge this Rhodes guy. You don't know him. And he's getting a divorce. He's filing for divorce. He's willing to say, hey, my marriage, I'm not happy, and let's move on. That type of thing, right? So.
All right. Okay, Gringa, I just gave you a wrench. First. She says I have a point.
Who does?
Thank you. The guy's an
point?
Idiot. He's no prize either. No, I know. It's just.
Oh, well, do y'all know him? Have you done your research?
There's pictures.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying you don't know the guy. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Like, at least, like, my whole thing is At least he's filing for divorce, and we're not talking about a murder
Mm-hmm.
or a hired, one of those murder hire or
Yeah,
one of those
I know. It's
hitman hires where
no,
people
you're
think
right. You're
like
right.
people feel like it's the movies and they're gonna go hire a hitman and it's a undercover federal agent. And the federal agent's like, yeah, just give me like 2,500 for now, and just pay me the rest when it's done. And it's like, really? Like, no, it costs more than
Thank you, Renee.
$2,500.
If he's going for Casey, I know enough.
Well,
I think
okay,
that's what I
that's
couldn't
fine.
wrap my brain around. Again, it's like, out of every person,
That whole the Yannetti T-shirt has your brain all over the place tonight. I think that's what it is. Yannetti the spaghetti.
Yannetti spaghetti. Man, oh Gringa, you missed it. Go back and watch the show. After we're done, Auntie Deb came on a little earlier.
Yeah, Capone. I like when people think it's like the movies and they look for a hitman, and the hitman asks for like $2,500, and they're like, okay, and they're like, yeah, what hitman really is it only costs $2,500 to start the job.
K-Dog, the guy's an idiot, and then he also adds guarantee in a year he's going to be alone crying in his beer. She ain't sticking around. No, I doubt that. Wow,
No,
Casey does look like she's going to the gym. Okay, so James, you looked up the photos.
Let me see. Look it up. Put it up. Put it up. Put it up.
I know, Gringa, right? So I've heard.
Yannetti the spaghetti.
Casey Anthony boyfriend. It's just, oh God, I just can't.
I'm gonna start ordering my Starbucks.
Yes, I don't like her.
You know when you go to Starbucks and they ask you for your name, I must just say Yannetti.
I was there today. They got their fall menu there. All right, so let's share screen. I hate that I'm showing her. It really.
Dude, okay, so one time I ordered I got Shelly a pizza from here, and I ordered it through Beckham, my Google account, right?
Yeah.
So she sent her son to go pick up the pizza. So he's like, yeah, I'm here for an order. This is what's on it or whatever. Oh, Beckham, Mr. Beckham.
Oh, Jesus.
It was funny.
So this is him and her in their gym attire.
How old is she now?
I think 32.
Oh man, she was young then. When that
Yeah.
happened. How old was she then? Like 19?
All right, hold on. Let's stop screen. There was another photo.
God, she was really young back then.
Mm-hmm.
I was too.
You were young a long time ago. All right, Daily Mail UK. They have a better picture of him. Oh, okay, yeah, they got a good picture of him. Let's show that. Let's see, Casey Newboy. For Christ's sakes, I cannot stand the stupid pop-ups. All right, yeah.
All the guys are saying that they think that Casey Anthony's hot in the chat.
That's disgusting. So that's him. That's him. Let's see. Carla Homolka sure isn't hitting the gym. God.
Who's that?
I agree with James that at least they're getting divorced. But what at low bar we've set for ourselves? Oh my, Gringa, 100%. 100%. It's just, I can't. Yeah. I've said enough. Anything else about this?
It's interesting though, but again, they're going about it the right way. There's nothing you can say, Danny. I mean, you can have the opinion, but
yeah. We'll keep you posted. I cannot wait for the if like there's more statements and whatnot. I just love how we have the one, from a friend that's just like, hello. And it's, she's so stupid. All right. All right, Beckham.
It's getting hot in here.
Speaking of things getting hot in here, would you like to talk about the thing that you've been talking about me all week about? That
Oh God, P Diddy. I don't even know if I can talk about it.
Beckham, I told you to do the research if you wanted to talk about.
Well, I mean,
this.
there's just, I mean, there's so much going on that it's like, oh my God. Okay, so we know what happened. He got raided, right? What, by a few in March, his homes got raided by Homeland Security. However, the evidence is in the FBI's hands. That's kind of and I'm kind of oh, there's so much going on with this because I don't even know where to start, and I don't want to say anything, you know, because we don't know a lot, right? You really don't know, but what's really out there, and the fact that he was arrested and formally charged and denied bail twice during this week, right? The following
there is
charges.
the Cassie Ventura video that was released where he's dragging her through the hotel.
Yeah, but it wasn't really even about that. It was more about the stuff that's going on. So he was been formally charged with. Hold on one second. I have it here. I had it somewhere.
This is great reporting here on Danny After Dark, folks. Gringa, I got my mug from Allison. Just wanted to show that. Give it a plug. Renee, he's on suicide watch in jail.
I mean, it's all kind of stuff going on.
I have so much to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, he's been, you know, with sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, bribery, obstruction of justice. I mean, there's all kinds. There's like these main charges going on, right, about the stuff that he's done to people, that kind of thing. And I've just been hearing so much about it that I don't even know what to believe. The thing about it is that a lot of just things are kind of like people aren't saying much. People close to him aren't saying much. People close to him have been on the business side, his businesses, people have been like resigning from positions. He did pay off his house right before he got arrested this week in California. I don't know. People say that's kind of odd, but he did. And you know, it's just the complexity of it. It's gonna be interesting because to see how it kind of ends up. He is on an observation, which means suicide watch, right? Currently, the key thing here is that the FBI has the record, has all this stuff, and they're gonna have to subpoena for that evidence. And will the FBI give it? You know, will they subpoena the FBI for the evidence? And I've been hearing all kinds of rumors of stuff that they have on him. I mean, I'm talking high powered celebrities from up to the office of the highest office in the government, all the way, you know, across the board to Hollywood, from the government to the Hollywood, right? Actors, music, all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, how long it's going to take. You know, of course, we don't know. But if it goes to, of course, there'll be a trial and all that kind of stuff. But you know, who's going to be summoned for witnesses? I mean, to be a witness and all that kind of stuff. That's where it's going to be interesting, right? And if it's going to be played out in public. So, and with I mean, with some of these charges, he could be, you know, it could be life for him in prison with some of these charges, especially the kidnapping charge and the underage stuff. So the kidnapping charge is the lifer, right? That's the main one. And of course, if there's any underage stuff going on, with all those charges together I mean, he ain't going to get out, and he'll be in prison for life if he makes it that far, because we know from the Epstein, you know, all that kind of stuff, you know, and it's like nobody's shocked anymore. Oh, he's an observation watch, or they're now saying he's potentially suicidal. We've kind of already been through all this before. So nobody's surprised anymore. The only thing that's surprising, like I said, was the fact that he was denied. He was denied bail twice. And that's really interesting. And that says a lot. So
his attorney One of the
Yeah.
things he said was like offering like $50 million
Oh yeah,
bond
they were gonna pay. They're gonna make bail and just be like, yeah,
or
we'll give him a
500
home.
million. It was something
He'll stay at
crazy.
home. Right. He'll be at home. He'll have a monitor. He can have he'll have a monitor. All that kind of stuff. And the
Please.
judge just said no way, because he could be, he could still do stuff, house arrest and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, right. So the judge said no. And the key thing is the evidence, man. That's going to be the key thing. And what evidence are they going to present and to the grand jury and all that kind of stuff? So we'll see what kind of evidence does come out, because from what I'm hearing, is very damaging evidence to lots of people that could potentially be involved in this thing. And will he talk? Will he spill everything? Right? I mean, we'll see. So it's to be determined. It is to be determined, but it's one of those crazy things. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. So have you been reading about the freak parties that he was having?
Oh man, I mean, there's just so much, and that's what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna say any names or anything like that, because we don't really know. But I will say this one thing about it. It doesn't seem like the tough gangster rappers are very tough, are they?
Mm.
If you
I
know what
think
I'm
they're gonna
talking,
roll on him.
you know what I'm talking. No, you know what I'm talking about. So they're not so tough, are they?
I'm not following where you're going, but that's all right.
I'm not going to explain it if you're not following it.
No, that's fine. That's fine. No, what I meant by that was in regards to what we've been hearing about the freak parties is he would have these women drugged and forced to have sex with sex workers, and it was filmed. So, it's this big, so again, when there's all this filming, someone's on camera, and they don't want whatever's on camera to get out in one way, shape, or form, whether maybe from the victim perspective, they don't want that out there, or maybe from the I partook in this perspective, they don't want that out there. But that's where it kind of coincides with all of like the things that the feds, when his place was raided, with the lighting equipment and all, the baby oil and all the bed sheets, and it was like this whole thing, and it's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, so he was charged with, right, and this is to your point here, that he was charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, and transportation to engage in prostitution. The racketeering conspiracy, that could be lots of things, right? And then they kind of coincides with the forced labor, the kidnapping, the bribery, the sex trafficking, and all that stuff. So you have a multiple layered charges here, right? So, and a lot of this stuff, man, if it comes out to be true, and he is formally, convicted eventually, a lot of this stuff is life in prison.
Yeah, this is.
So, kind of going to what you were saying, that's what covers, all that stuff is covered, and the racketeering thing kind of really it could be lots of multiple things within that charge. So. Yeah, and again, I don't want. We could actually spend like 2 hours on this thing, or just talking about it. There's just so much with all the names and possibilities and videos and pictures and all that stuff that's out there. But the main thing was that the fact that the judge did not unveil twice, that says a lot. And the other thing will be, like, again, who's holding the evidence? If it's the FBI that has the evidence, will they be subpoenaed to release it, and will they release it, and all that? I mean, all that kind of stuff. So that's going to be the trick. That's what I've heard.
Yeah. But you make a good point in regards to him being on the suicide watch, and you referring it to and comparing it to Epstein. A bunch of you guys in the chat I saw were doing the same. I know when you messaged me earlier, because we've been talking about this, and of course, you and Paul have been talking about this because it's like everybody's talking about it. And you said he was on suicide watch. I stand by. I don't think he's going to harm himself. He's too narcissistic. But is there a possibility, kind of like Epstein, where if someone thinks they're going to go down, things happen in jail. But I personally believe it was more of his defense team putting that out there as like he's not safe there. Let us get him out on bond. But
now tonight I did hear that somebody came up to him about 3 years ago and said, hey, a lawyer came up to him and said, my client is writing a tell-all book. And it's going to be all tell. You can purchase the rights to the book and have it go away for $30 million, or we make the book, whatever. And Diddy told him, no, F off, whatever. That's one of the persons that went forward to start this stuff. So, it's one of the women that came forward. So, and this was just a couple hours ago that I kind of learned on this piece. So this, when he was approached about 3 years ago and said no to, has come back around and really opened up the entire magnitude of this potential case against Sean Combs. So, and again, I'm not going to get into conspiracy theories, but a lot of the stuff that I've read and that I've seen and heard and stuff, it goes from some of the highest offices of government all the way into Hollywood and into the music industry and all that kind of stuff. And it's just, I don't know, will we find out the truth and, what kind of evidence does exist, and will the evidence be presented and made public for everybody to know? And if the dominoes start to fall, what dominoes will those be, right?
Yeah.
And I've already told you offline or off camera some of the big names associated. So
yeah, we have. Gringa says it's epic. I think much bigger than Cosby's downfall. I agree with that. I agree.
Dude, the thing about Cosby, man, is that guy, when it was like more affordable real estate in LA, 50s and 60s, because Cosby started a lot of his, he was a comedian back in the 60s, right? And he invested in properties in LA and like Santa Monica and in Santa Barbara and down by what's that where that the whiskey is, where the whiskey's at.
The Whiskey A Go-Go?
Yeah, but what's that street that it's on?
God.
I know it's right. Anyway, I can't believe I forgot.
It was right near
yeah, it's all Hollywood stuff. Yeah, it's all that, right? So
Sunset Strip. Thank you,
Sunset
Gringa.
Strip. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so Cosby had all this real estate, man, from back then. He was making so much money, he had to get rid of all of it. I mean, he had to sell it all to pay for his lawyer. Yeah, Sunset Strip. Yeah. So Cosby had invested all this, a lot of his money and stuff into the real estate, and that was his biggest downfall. As he had, to me, from a business perspective, of course, he had his royalties and all that, and of course his name, but all that real estate he had to basically pawn off, right? He had to pawn off that real estate and for cheap, I'm pretty sure, as far as investors go, so that he could get money to pay the lawyers for himself, which is just it's sad, man. It's really sad.
Yeah.
Speaking of Cosby, but anyway.
Yeah, in regard to this Puff Daddy stuff, I guarantee this is going to be one of those things where, like, if not every week, every day, I mean, if not every day, at least every week, there will be updates. So we will certainly keep you guys posted on this. It's wild. It's wild. And there's going to be a lot, like Beckham said, there's going to be a lot of people tied to this. And will the dominoes fall? We'll see. If people were smart, they would, I think, see the writings on the wall. And this is just my opinion, and take a plea or make a deal to testify against Puff Daddy, Sean Combs. But we'll see. I don't know.
Well, and people. I mean, some people are saying that if hopefully it's made public, kind of like the Johnny Depp trial, where it was all out there. all that stuff was out there, how they made that public, and you could, hear it and see it and all that. Yeah, I mean, that's what that's where a lot of people want it to be that way. They want to be able to see it and hear it, and a lot of people are interested to see how it's gonna, play forward. Yeah.
Yeah. It's tricky. I don't know. I wonder if it will be made public. I mean, just the little bit that we do know so far. And again, this is just a little bit. It's shocking.
What do you do what do you do to protect? I mean, certain highest offices of government. You do you let it out? What are you telling the world?
I don't know.
I think that's going to be the dilemma.
Mm-hmm. Gringa says, and I just wanted to, did you guys see the text? Yeah, I did, where he asked Cassie to come support him because he has 6 kids, and she says, "You knock me around like a rag doll. I am someone's child."
Yeah, there's a lot of
he beat the shit out of her. It's on camera. His attorney, I read the statement that his attorney said. It was something like, they got in, like she started it. She threw something at him and he was defending himself. And it was, whatever it was like putting all of the blame on her, which was wild. And yeah, him saying to her, like, you need to support me. Like, the nerve of him, the nerve.
I want to say names, but I can't because I don't know.
Yeah.
We can't throw names out. We cannot throw names out.
Capone asked a good question. It won't be public though because it's a federal case, right?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's out of my expertise.
Same here.
He will probably tell them anything so he won't get life. Yeah, it was also, there was one of the last, it was several months ago when this was kind of all starting to fall down. From what I remember, there was, again, not just Cassie Ventura, but him reaching out to his people reaching out to other, let's call them what they are, victims, like, hey, you need to change your story and all that. And it's like, dude. So this whole, his lawyer saying, oh, well, here's the amount of bond we're willing to offer. He won't be in contact with that. That didn't stop him before. Like, his people can be, I'm so glad that he's behind bars. K-Dog, he should have went to a non-extradition country. Well, I wonder if, okay, Beckham, while you, K-Dog, that's a good point. Beckham, one of the things that has been kind of speculation is the timing of the arrest.
He wouldn't survive. No. If some of this stuff is true, and he doesn't face the consequences, his family's in trouble with certain people, and you know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
He had to come back and face it. If we're talking about some of the conspiracy stuff, he had to come back, or trust me, man, his family would face,
mm-hmm.
stuff.
Yeah.
So he has come back and faced the music.
Hi, Sabrina. Welcome. So I really like the point that you make. A narcissist will not go to another country because they think they are smarter than everybody else. That's an excellent point. And I just want to add to that, Sabrina. But he's also said, he's like, in his attorney said, he's done nothing wrong. So in his mind, if he's done nothing wrong, I know he did, that he messed up, but he's gotten away with it for so long, thinking he's very smart. You're absolutely right.
Now, here's the thing, though. Was he? I mean, anybody. I mean, with technology, I could sing a line, and then somebody could make it really sound good on the keyboard and put it in the whole computer and make it sound really good. Because what he was a club promoter. I mean, he's a talker. He's got a personality, Rob, of course. He can make friends easy. He's that type of person, right? Outgoing, probably very extroverted type of person. He was a party influencer, that type of thing. And then a lot of people are saying, well, he was picked up, and then he was put in position to basically create this model in the music industry that's now become what it's now, right? And
Mhm.
it's been a lot of people have made a lot of money. Not only has he made money, but the people that put him in charge of stuff have made money. There's names out there I don't even know. I don't even know these people, but they're head of studios, they're head of music studios, they're head of this, they're head of that. And those people, what I'm hearing and reading is they put him and put in the position of power to do the stuff that he was doing on the minimal level when he was 18 years old. It's just that they put him in the right spots with all this money and leverage, right? That's what it is. When you have money and you have leverage over certain things, right? And of course, they've built an empire and this model that they have to where, again, you've taken over the music industry now. And then that sips into the Hollywood industry, and then that goes into businesses and this and that.
Yeah.
And they've really, this whole model that these people, these names, I don't even know. I mean, I've never heard of. Of course, they're older now, but that they did 30 years ago, 35 years ago when they first put him in. So right, 30 years ago.
Mhm.
So yeah, so there's like I said, there's names, there's big names up, that they're naming that I've never heard of, and then of course then you have all the conspiracy stuff, then you have all the other names, but we won't go there. But yeah, so basically started off as a party promoter, the club promoter, and all of a sudden he just, and then now you had Bad Boy Records, and then you had Biggie, and then you had this, and then you had that, and then bam, it was a pretty fast climb. Now a
Mm.
lot of people say he's not very talented, and if you look at some of the people that he's put in positions of music in the music industry, they're not very talented to me. They're not, but they are making a lot of money, and they're making a lot of, like I said, they have leverage in certain aspects of the industry. I'm not gonna say names, but
Right.
there's a
Right.
lot of I've seen some people that to me are not very talented, do not have that musical capability and that kind of thing. But how did you get from point A to point B so fast? And do you see where I'm going? So
Yeah.
a lot of people are connecting all these dots, and it's just like I said, it's this model that they implemented, and they've not cornered the market, but they've really garnered the market and
Yeah.
in a
A Dog was
position.
saying Biggie was talented. Oh yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm
That
not talking. No, I'm not talking about
we're not
Biggie
talking
and
about
Tupac.
him.
I'm just talking others. There's others more recent within the last decade. There's
Yeah.
more. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna say people, but that I'm like, yeah, man, that guy's doing all that, but anybody can do that on the computer, that type of thing. But they're in certain positions, like I said, and it comes back around to these not conspiracies, but all this stuff that you're talking about, that these charges, um, the trafficking, the sex trafficking, all this other stuff, man, the racketeering, all these charges that they've brought forward against him. Some of the stuff makes sense. Oh, that's why that guy's there, or that's why she's there, or and
Mhm.
it's almost
Yeah.
like a puzzle, and it starts to fit, and you're like, oh my god, right? And then
Yep.
we'll see, will those dominoes fall?
Mm-hmm. Gringa says his wealth has kept him safe from law enforcement for a very long time. He
Yep,
never
leverage,
expected to be in this position. Yep.
power,
Renee adds he just burned money. He thought he was untouchable. Yeah. Oh,
leverage.
absolutely. Because he's been getting away with this for decades. Decades. So here we are now, and I don't know. I don't know. Hey Tony, good to see you, hon. Um,
Hi, Tony.
yeah, there's
It's all
just so
about
much. Like
money
Beckham
is
said, we could talk
power and
about this just
leverage.
one thing for like 2 hours, but
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like the movies, like TV shows, almost. I mean, but we'll see.
yeah, I bet there's a lot of people in
There's a lot of people that are
Hollywood,
quiet.
politics, law enforcement that are not sleeping so well right now.
They don't know what's
Not
going to happen,
sleeping
right?
so well. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh yeah, Tony, you missed I just showed Luke. Tuka's been here. Yeah, been missing the cats. So going from one piece of shit to another, Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, I was like, golly, Danny, calm down. Oh, never mind. Dude, this guy, okay, this dude pisses me off. Okay? Let me tell you, I'm sorry, I just took over, but this guy
please
pisses
go
me
ahead.
This guy pisses me off. Let me tell you, this dude is one of the ugliest guys I've ever seen in my life, right? No, he's not a face guy. His brother is the one that started a business that got them in with clothing or whatever, like a long time ago, got them in the door, LA, whatever. He benefited from. This guy had one of the best jobs in the world, okay, as being like the Hollywood movie guy, right? Making the decisions for the studios of what movies are going to go forward with production, how much budget it's going to be, kind of how much budget is going to be used on a specific project, that kind of thing. Oh my God! What talent did this guy? And when the stuff was coming out about this guy, I was like, okay, he must have gone a hard. He must be like this really smart guy or something. Was he a lawyer or something? Did he because a lot of lawyers become like sports agents, right? Because they know about they take on they know the laws and stuff of the sports and that kind of thing, and they help maneuver for the players, the contracts and all, that kind of. So I was thinking, well, maybe he did this, but in Hollywood. So I was thinking, maybe he's a lawyer, maybe he's something, maybe he went to Harvard, Princeton. Dude, this guy benefited from his brother. I don't even know how he got in this position. Like I don't, right? And then he does all this stuff. He had one of the best jobs in Hollywood that you could, like a dream job, where he just took it and just kind of, just ruined it for, look what he did. Look what you're about to talk about. And I can't stand this dude. Oh my God. This guy probably has a zero talent for shit. Zero fucking talent. An ugly ass motherfucker. Could not get laid. I don't even know how he got his wife. Probably got his wife because he was head of a studio and she just kind of went along with it. I mean, I don't know. But this guy's I don't even know. See, now you got me started on this dude. And all the stuff that he did to these women. Oh my God.
All I did was say his name. We haven't
This
even gone into it.
Yeah, he has no talent. Like what? Again, his brother is the one. He benefited from his brother, and his brother, I think, disowned him after all this stuff.
I mean, Capone says he only produced all of your favorite movies, Mr. Beckham.
No, dude, it doesn't really take that much. It's not that hard to fucking produce a movie. It's not rocket science. Now, it's not what Hollywood is not what it used to be. Like back in the day where you really had to really put together a dream team. You had to work with budgets. You had to work with boards, directors of the studios. Now it's just like, oh, dude, they're ruining Star Wars. Don't even get me on Star Wars and how they're Hollywood has not the same as it used to be. You could respect guys on his level back in the old days of Hollywood because they really had to put the grind. They had to grind, and I'll give Robert Evans that. I mean, I know Robert Evans, and we talked about him on the other stuff, but that guy really grinded it out. That guy was really a grinder, and I mean that type of thing. But no, oh my God.
Well, breathe in, breathe out.
Well,
let's get people updated on what's going on with Harvey. And there's one sentence in this in my notes that I know is going to get you all worked up again, but nonetheless, let's get through it. But thank you for sharing your opinion on Harvey Weinstein. I think you held back a little bit. I think you held back, but I'm just kidding.
Dude, oh my God, Disney! Don't even get me started on Disney.
No, I know this guy's a piece of shit. So what we learned this week, and some of it was at the tail end of last week. So just bear with me on that. So Harvey Weinstein, wait, hold on. Beckham's blood pressure is skyrocketing. Get him baby aspirin.
Not that old, dude. Jesus Christ.
Or baby oil.
Oh my God.
Just connecting the dots, folks. Harvey Weinstein faces more legal and health troubles. Last Thursday, he was indicted on additional sex crime charges in New York ahead of his retrial this fall. The grand jury decision remains sealed until he is formally arraigned in court. Reminder, all right, Beckhams, breathe in, breathe out. Weinstein is still maintaining that any sexual activity was consensual. In regards to his health, the now 72-year-old remains hospitalized following emergency heart surgery.
Go die.
Weinstein's, I don't even know how to say this word, pericardiocentesis surgery last week was to drain fluid from around his heart. A judge has granted his request to remain at Manhattan's Bellevue Hospital indefinitely instead of being transferred back to the infirmary ward at the city's notorious Rikers Island jail complex. So Britain's Crown Prosecution Service actually announced on September 5th, and I don't know how I missed this, but it came up in the research and I wanted to add it, that it has decided to drop 2 charges of indecent assault against Weinstein. They state that this is because there was, quote, no longer a realistic prospect of conviction, end quote. The tentative start date of his new trial in New York is scheduled for November 12th. So I'm glad he's facing some retrial in regards to some of those charges, because this should not go away. And again,
Yeah,
he's
he just,
still
I mean, this
maintaining
guy,
it's
he
consensual.
basically, he intimidated and manipulated women, dude. And it's just like, and then the men that stood up to him, you had to kind of tread lightly because, again, he had leverage and he had power in Hollywood, right? And
Yep.
you couldn't like, and you couldn't like, you just couldn't walk up to him and punch him out. I mean, a couple of guys told him, "Hey, it stops here. I'm gonna see you somewhere and take care of it." Right? I mean, he did have a couple guys stand up for Jason Priestley. Jason Priestley stood up against him. The guy from Jason Priestley from 90210. Yeah, he stood up against him. There's been a few that stood up against him and made sure that he got that message that on site it was on if they saw him. You know what I mean? Like stop your shit, or I'm gonna deal with you, right? That type of thing. But for 25 years, he manipulated and intimidated women and did whatever. I mean, I don't even know what they did or what happened, but all these women came forward. I mean, come on, dude. It's kind of like, right?
It's because of this guy.
Everything's changed now. I mean, dude, at the workplace, I mean, at the work, you can't even joke at the workplace anymore. You can't even at the workplace, you can't even say, "Oh, that color looks good on you now," or whatever. You can't exchange that anymore because of the movement. It was that Me Too movement, right? It kind of sparked that Me Too movement thing, I believe, or was that before?
No, this was because of Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, right. So so even at the workplace, you can't you can't even exchange pleasantries.
You can't even compliment
you
somebody.
You can just say, "Good morning, how are you?" Okay.
You look nice today. I mean, you can't say that.
You can't. No. And for both, a woman complimenting a man or a man complimenting a woman, or each other, you can't really say that anymore to each other. You're just being nice, to your fellow coworker or whatever. Yeah, that has changed everything. Yeah.
This is a book that actually Paul recommended.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah. Catch and Kill by Ronan Farrow, and it's about this. It is so good. So good. I can't recommend enough. It's funny because usually when Paul recommends books to me, Paul, co-host on the Paulcast, I was just like, I don't know. Like, they're not the typical true crime books that I, gravitate to, but nonetheless, and oh God, please don't tell Paul I said this. He has never steered me wrong with a book recommendation. And I read this and I was like, oh my God, it's back there. I have a pile, large stack of books that I know Kane's always like, when are you doing another book review? I have a stack of books that I've read that I need to do. This is one of them. I actually hope Paul will want to come on and talk about this too, because me and him have had a lot of conversations about this book. As I was reading it, we would just, So if you want to learn more about this, the Weinstein case, definitely read this. It's really, really good. But yeah, it's just 72 years old. He's in the hospital. What really I did not like about this, and I guess it's a good thing Beckham isn't here to go off again about this, which by all means, I'm not censoring that, that the judge granted his request to stay at the hospital indefinitely instead of basically going back to Rikers Island jail. I don't like that. I don't like that. But it is what it is. I think that's a little too easy, but we'll see. We'll see. Again, November 12th, well, less than 2 months away. It's right around the corner. We'll see. I mean, could the trial get pushed? Absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if it does, to be honest, but we'll see. We'll see. He's an interesting author. Yeah, I haven't followed a lot of his work prior. I don't know why, I just haven't. But once I read this, I was like, oh my gosh, I want more. I want more from Ronan Farrow. And yeah, I can't recommend this book enough. So if any of you guys have read it, yeah, it's a good one. Danny, read Once Upon a Time in Russia. I have not heard of that. I'm going to screenshot that right now because if I will not remember by the end of the show. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, he talks about his parents a little bit in the book, but he doesn't rely on them.
Oh man. Hey Danny, I was thinking real quick. You remember that video I showed you and Paul the other day,
yes,
where these two cars are engaged in road rage and they come to a stoplight, and when the other guy goes, he's looking at the guy in the back seat rather than the driver, and he's like, "Hey, you fat piece of whatever, you piece of bacon." That's what that sounded like, going off on Weinstein.
Oh God. Chaos, definitely welcome. Definitely check that book out. Definitely check that book out. They have it on audiobooks because I know that's what Paul said. I don't do audiobooks. I'm old school, but he recently bought a copy. Was I with Paul when he bought a copy when I went to visit? I can't remember. I think so. We were at a bookstore and there was a a used bookstore and they had a copy. He got it for a few bucks, which was like a steal. Because yeah, I paid.
Dude, did you read the chat?
I paid more. I'm getting there.
Dude, so we're talking about the whole HR Me Too movement, and K-Dog goes, Tony Stewart goes, "Danny, you look hot today." And K-Dog right after goes, "Tony Stewart, you need to report to HR."
Oh my gosh, I haven't made it back that far. Well, Tony, funny, I will not report you. Thank you for the compliments.
That's funny. That was a good comeback, K-Dog. That was funny. That was
yeah,
good.
I'm gonna give you a star for that, K-Dog. That's pretty on point.
That was funny.
Are you back, Beckham?
Yeah, sorry, I had to take a phone call.
That's all right. You're just still off camera.
Hollywood was calling me, telling me to calm down, literally from Los Angeles.
So, all right, Beckham, you got to come back on camera because we're moving on to the next one. And
do I have to?
No. Oh my God, you're such a little princess. So, Renee is to thank for this. I got this message from Renee that this individual is back in the news. And I said to Renee, one, she broke it to me. I instantly went to Google, couldn't even find it. It was so like, this is happening right now, Renee, with the insight. So thank you to my girl, Renee. And I messaged it. We'll get to what I'm talking about soon. And I said to Renee, you just made Mr. Beckham's day. Mr. Beckham, who are we talking about next?
Chad Daybell.
Oh boy, I didn't think we'd be talking about him for a while, but
I know, but I kind of miss saying my radio voice. Chad Daybell.
You know me, Liz, and another friend. We've messaged about your Chad Daybell voice. We've legit had text conversations about it because she doesn't watch my show. The other friend,
dude,
and so Liz was just like, "Oh, you have to hear Beckham's."
That would be my dream job, being a disc jockey from like 1975 to like 1990. That'd been great. Like riding the disco into the 80s, the storming 80s, and then bam, and then everything 90, everything changed. Grunge started, and then gangster rap started.
So Renee says it only took 3 hours and it was gone. So, all right. So if people are wondering what is Renee referring to, it was live and you can find pictures and stuff online. Hey, PJ, good to see you. Glad you're here. Look at you. Chad Daybell, come on down. You're the next. Oh my God, James, you're getting a star for that. That's funny. All right. So what are me and Renee and Beckham talking about? Chad Daybell, the prophet. You might refer to him as
the prophet. That's funny.
The Storm. We
Oh,
heard
that's
quite a bit
right.
about the
Oh
storm.
God, now I know what you're talking about. Okay, the storm.
Yeah. Chad Daybell's property, including his former home, were being demolished this morning. Chad's daughter and her family had been living in the home since, again, Chad, her father, was arrested on murder charges. They moved out last month. John Pryor, who was Chad's attorney, became the owner of the property in 2021 after Chad's arrest. He sold the property to S.J. Healing Crossroads, a local nonprofit, and they took ownership of the 3.75 acre lot earlier this month. The house had 4 bedrooms and 1.5 bathrooms. It was nearly 1,900 square feet. Plans to demolish the property when SJC Healing Crossroads took over was immediately put into place. The demolition was being completed by companies that volunteered their time and equipment. The future plans for the property, as of last I checked, have not yet been disclosed. So, yeah, that is the update on who?
Chad Daybell.
Yes. Yes, it was on the East Idaho News YouTube channel. Thank you. Yeah, when I did, I'm gonna start that, Renee. When I did eventually find it, after that, it referenced back to that. That's where it came from. So thank you. Because when you said it was live, I was like, oh my God, I need to see this. The new owners let Nate Eaton do a walkthrough before it was torn down. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me at all. So yeah, like Renee says, it only took 3 hours and it was gone. If you did not follow the Chad Daybell, Lori Vallow trials and you don't know who we're talking about, just Google it. And usually I would give a recap, but it'd be impossible. Or the recap would be another
Sunny 95, your top 10.
It was just, Chad, I was not expecting that message from Renee. Renee's awesome with keeping me up to date. Like if I'm at work, she's like, this just happened. But when, I get a message and she's Chad Daybell, I'm like, wait, what? So yeah, that is the update with him. That's pretty much it. Nothing really more to say, but if you want to see the demolition, check it out online. Again, thank you, Renee, for sharing that. East Idaho News YouTube channel.
Dude, I was doing I had a meeting I was leading or a training yesterday morning, and I was formally introduced, and I almost like, because I had to introduce my unit, one of the unit guys, and I almost went into that whole Chad Daybell voice. I was like, oh crap, I'm at work. I'm not with Danny After Dark right now.
Oh my God.
And I'm talking about like people were like, I was like, let me introduce.
I really wish you did. That's a missed opportunity.
No, I caught myself. Well, because I get some. It was almost like a nervous tick thing. How you get nervous a little. Well, I do.
Yeah.
And I almost.
Renee says that's hilarious. James Watson, once again, taking it on a porn angle. You had to introduce your unit.
No, somebody in my unit. I was formally introduced, and I was gonna introduce this, one of my lead agent guys, and I was like, and here, and here.
Because I'm now thinking about this. Where is Shelly? Tony Stewart would like to know, where is Shelly tonight?
At the beach somewhere. I don't know. She's going camping with her friends.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so she's 3 hours behind, so she still has the rest of her night.
Oh, yeah, the night's early over there.
Good night, Gringo. Thank you
Good
for
night.
stopping by.
Thank you.
Let's see. K-Dog. I vote Karen Reed for crime of the century so far.
Mm-mm.
I'm giving
It
that
could
a
be a
star.
PDD case.
But the trial wouldn't start this year. That's the thing. So.
Wait, what did he say? The trial of the year or the decade?
Oh,
What
he
did
said crime of the century. Crime of the century.
Oh, yeah, that was 100. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Nope, Karen.
Oh, man. It's just. So okay, so this is related. I
So
promise.
they would have to be corrupt in order for that to hit that kind of magnitude, to call that to even be remotely suggested in that realm. You'd have to uncover a bunch of police corruption and all kinds of stuff for it to go that route. At least I think so. Karen Reed.
Yeah. So Cheryl McCollum, she is the host, or Mac is the host of the Zone 7 podcast. She has a career where famous in her own right. Check her out. I've been able to catch up and meet with her when I'm at CrimeCon. Absolutely love her. She's like one of the sweetest people ever. So on her Zone 7 podcast, she's had people on. She has like Nancy Grace on and, other people on,
Oh,
and they
wow.
talk about a variety of cases. One of them is the Karen Reed trial. Point being, one of the things, because she works at Cheryl McCollum Mack works in the field. And one of the things that she's constantly says is in regard, I thought my light just went, that was yours background, but is almost like in regards to Trooper Proctor and his text messages, like this needs to, law enforcement, if you're coming up and you're brand new, this needs to be taught in training.
Yeah. Right.
This needs to be taught in school, like in the training school. Like, don't do this.
Self-explanatory. Come on, dude. Like, it's like
not Nancy.
It's like Googling stuff on your work laptop or something, or
like we all know, like even when I graduated college, and I'm sure a lot of people, and then you go on to the workforce, you look back at like your Facebook and gee, let me untag these photos or remove these, even if some of them aren't bad, they
have a story for
look a certain way. You don't want to present that.
I have a story for you real quick.
Okay,
this was this was back in banking days. One of the banker guys, we were like, where should we get lunch? We should order lunch today. Okay. Any suggestions? Let's do Hooters. It was the banking guys. And one of the guys this was before internet was monitored. Like you had full reign at your work computer. So I put it in Hooters. He's like, oh shit, maybe I should have put Hooters in there.
Yeah, you can't do that now.
No, huh? No, yeah. Now that would be like restricted, and then IT gets a message that now, right? But back then it was full reign, and nobody got it. It was just funny. He's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have Googled, or maybe I shouldn't research for Hooters.
Yeah, like James Watson, I stand by all my inappropriate tagged Facebook photos. But yeah, point being, it's just one of those like, hey, people coming up in the professional world, like just be mindful of that, but especially law enforcement, because those posts that you did on Twitter saying something stupid maybe 5 years ago, you don't think that's going to come back?
I know I'm like the worst storyteller. I'm sorry. I wish I was a much better storyteller.
No. It's Beckham. Quick, 3 words that should never be in the same sentence. Oh my God. But yeah, it's just one of those law enforcement of all people, where this is what they do for a living, is when crimes occur and you look through someone's phone for evidence and whatnot, like better, yet you put this shit in writing and we all to hear it at a trial, like blows my mind. But yeah, point being, Cheryl McCollum Mack is just like, this case needs to be taught, and not only just the text messages, but how the crime scene was handled. She's like, this whole case needs to be presented going forward at trainings. This is what not to do, because you're going to lose your career.
Yeah, Proctor is going to lose his career. I don't know. He's not that. He's in his 40s.
Oh, I don't know.
Late 30s, 40s.
I mean, he has a few small kids, so
he's going to lose his career, man. I don't know. And what is he going to do now? What is he going to do now?
So let's get to the last one, and it's just a quick little update. Because otherwise, I can see us going on about Karen Reed for another half hour. Hello, Electric. Welcome. So, Donna Adelson. So, we briefly talked about her recently last week. So, she is the matriarch of the Adelson family and the fifth person to be charged in the murder of her son-in-law, Dan Markle, who she was scheduled to have her trial begin this week. However, there's now a delay. And this is very interesting as to why. So, Donna's attorney, Dan Roshbaum, had to withdraw suddenly. He also represented Charlie Adelson, Donna's son, at his trial. Remember, Charlie was found guilty and sentenced to life without parole. Charlie says he never signed a waiver saying he was aware of the conflict of interest, which would make it impossible for attorney Roshbaum to properly cross-examine him as a state witness. Alex Morris will stay on as a retainer for Donna's attorney, but he needs more time to prepare as well as to bring on new co-counsel. So the new trial date has not yet been announced, but a case management hearing is set for October 15th. I'm just like, how is this coming out now? Like how is this just realized? The trial has been being prepped on for how long? And now they're about to start. It's supposed to start this week. And now it's, wait a minute, this attorney represented the son who was found guilty, conflict of interest. What? Law in regards to this is not my specialty. I don't know the ins and outs, but I'm like, how did it get this far before it's like, wait a minute. I don't know. Beckham, do you have any more insight into this?
No, it's just the case, like it says, case management. I mean, let's see. Well, I mean, with the delay, it's got to be equal. Mm-hmm. You have to give them time, proper time.
Right.
Yeah, I mean.
Right. I'm like, how did we get this far where not a single person thought, wait a minute, the attorneys represented her son was found guilty, he would need to be cross-examined in the state. Like, how did no one put two and two together that this was not going to work out? So now he had to withdraw the week of trial.
Case management. I don't know what to say.
Yeah. Just stupidity.
Improper case management, Danny.
Okay, we'll go with your term.
I don't know what to tell you.
No, that's all I have on that. So we'll see when the new trial will be scheduled, to be determined.
Improper case management.
Tony Stewart says, Danny Beckham, did you about the shooting in London, Kentucky? Guy shot at 5 people.
No.
No.
I was thinking you might want to talk about the case about no, because you're different when you're talking about cases, but the sheriff, either the sheriff or the sheriff deputy that went to the judge's chambers and shot him dead yesterday.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I think we probably need to let it kind of simmer down a little bit, let things talk about
next week
or in a couple weeks, kind of let the charges, because I don't know that he did it because of supposedly child stuff. So I don't know how it's going to be interesting to see how all this kind of pans out and what of course he got arrested for murder, but again, you're in what I think it's the same state. I think it was Kentucky, wasn't it? That's why I thought about it, because of what Tony Stewart brought up. But yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, he walked in. Of course, he's a law enforcement officer. He got by security. He knew the judge. They had an argument, and he pulled his piece out and shot him dead. Left and walked out. And then they tried to security there. Of course, it's law enforcement there. Went and tried to help the judge, not knowing what happened. They just know he was shot. Try to revive him, and he was dead at the scene.
Yeah.
Or he's dead. But yeah, that's wild, because apparently, again, it's almost like the judge was having sexual relations with his daughter. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of crazy. We'll have to research it and stuff. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
still a crazy story.
When I read about it this
Yeah,
morning,
right.
there wasn't any kind of why.
Right. There's just
So,
kind
but
of
I know
rumors.
that
Yeah,
something.
there's like rumors and stuff going around.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yep. Like he had a
I'm
motive.
sure by
Like
next
his
Friday we'll
motive,
know a whole bunch
like
more.
the motive why what the possible motive was, and
Hmm.
it's kind of dealt with that. So
Yeah.
so I don't know if you wanted to talk about it down the road or bring it up.
Yeah, let's talk about it next week, because where it just happened,
Right.
there's
Yeah. It just happened like a
still,
couple days ago. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that is one of the things when I read about it, I was like, we have to talk about it. But once we get a little bit more.
Right. Yeah.
Renee says, reminds me of Harvey Milk. Good point. Good point. What was it recently on one of my flights? Was it when I went to visit Paul in Canada, or when we went to when I went to Crime Con? I can't remember, but the movie Milk was on, and starring Sean Penn playing Harvey Milk, and it was, oh my God, such a good movie. I hadn't seen it, but oh my God, it was he did an amazing job in that movie. So I don't know, you just saying that reminded me. Hi, Todd. You are a little late. We are just winding down, but good to see you, hon. Hope you're doing good, enjoying your Friday. Let's see, woman doing a YouTube video walking in the area found him. Okay. All right, folks, that is all. That 2 hours later, that is all we have for tonight. A lot of stuff, guys. We'll keep y'all posted. Tune in early next week for another Danny After Dark episode, to be determined what will be covered yet. And then obviously into next week, another True Crime and Chill. Thank you to Auntie Deb for joining us tonight. Always a pleasure to have you on. And of course, thank you, Mr. Beckham.
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. And thank you for being on time this week, like I said earlier. So, all right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Remember, until next time, we don't live in darkness. Darkness lives in us. Bye, everyone. And also, check out Allison's Etsy page. Check it out.
Yes. Get your glow in the dark shirts coming soon.
Glow in the dark shirt, for Christ's sakes. Bye, everyone.